Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us continue our study on the structure of eukaryotic cell. Yes, in the eukaryotic cell, we completed our discussion on the plasma membrane structure and function, and also we completed our study on cell wall structure and function. So now let us move to the few more things present in the eukaryotic cell. So very next to the membrane, plasma membrane, we can see the inner part of the eukaryotic cell. So that inner portion is known as protoplasm. So you can see in the diagram, so very next to the plasma membrane you can find the presence of many cell organelles. So some are membrane bound cell organelles and some are non-membrane bound cell organelles. So altogether the inner part of the cell present very next to the plasma membrane is named as protoplasm. Clear? So this term, that means the protoplasm term, was first coined by one of the scientists named as Purkinje. So Purkinje observed eukaryotic cell under the electron microscope and he named inner region of the eukaryotic cell as protoplasm. So what is there in the protoplasm? So protoplasm is nothing but a living jelly-like substance. So we can find the jelly-like substance within the cell. So that substance found in the cell is named as protoplasm. So protoplasm consists of all the cell organelles like membrane bound cell organelles, non-membrane bound cell organelles. So all are present. So totally the inner part of the cell is named as protoplasm. Again, we can divide the inner region of the cell into number of parts. Clear? So let us see about the cytoplasm. So we commonly use these two terminologies. Sometimes we use protoplasm, sometimes we use cytoplasm. So when actually we use these two terminology. So protoplasm is nothing but cytoplasm plus nucleus. So when we are representing all these things, nucleus as well as cytoplasmic component in the cell, we usually use the terminology protoplasm. This you have to remember. Protoplasm is nothing but cytoplasm, that means jelly-like substance as well as nucleus. Understood? And what do you mean by cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is also jelly-like substance, but the cytoplasm is just a part of protoplasm excluding the nucleus. So we are not considering the nucleus in the cytoplasm. When we are talking about only the things present in the fluid like substance, that is named as cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is just a part of protoplasm excluding the nucleus is considered as a cytoplasm. Understood now? So cytoplasm is nothing but what? A part of protoplasm. We are not considering the nucleus here. So apart from the nucleus, whatever the things are present in the jelly-like substance, that is named as cytoplasm. So you have to always remember these two terminology. So protoplasm is nothing but cytoplasm plus nucleus. Cytoplasm is nothing but only a part of protoplasm divide of the nucleus. Understood? Yes, let us move on our study regarding the things present in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm consists of number of cell organelles. You can find in the diagram here, this is the animal cell. We can find the number of cell organelles in the cytoplasmic region. So don't concentrate on the nucleus here. Just you observe the cytoplasmic region. That means outside the nucleus, what are there? Only on those things you concentrate. Clear? So cell organelles, many cell organelles are present in the cell. So cell organelles are nothing but permanent metabolically active living structures of cytoplasm are called cell organelles. Understood, right? So cell organelles are the permanent metabolically active living structures. So there are some living structures found in the cytoplasmic region. So those living structures are nothing but what? Cell organelles. Why they are called as living? Because they are performing some function. Understood, right? So when the structures are performing some of the living activity, they are known as living structures. So those living structures found in the cytoplasm are named as cell organelles. So we can give many cell organelles as an example here. One is the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, then mitochondria, chloroplast, vacuole. So these are the some cell organelles can be found in the eukaryotic cell. So I'm telling you the number of cell organelles present in both plant cell as well as in animal cell. Clear? So some of the cell organelles, they are forming their own system in the cytoplasmic region because they are functionally correlated with one another. So such a system is named as endomembrane system. Understood, right? So in the cytoplasm we have number of cell organelles. So among many cell organelles, some of the membrane bound cell organelles, they are forming their own system. Clear? System is nothing but what? They are linked with one another. How the one organ is linked with the another organ in order to form an organ system. So in the similar way, one cell organelle in the cytoplasm linked with the another cell organelle and forms a system. So because those organelles are a part of endoplasmic region, they are named as endomembrane system. Understood, right? So what are those cell organelles? Why they are forming endomembrane system? So endomembrane system is formed by some of the membrane bound cell organelle. So each cell organelles, we know they are very distinct in terms of its structure and function. So mitochondria you take, it is very distinct in structure as well as function. Chloroplast, that is also very distinct and in structure as well as in function. So in similar way, each and every cell organelle, they are very distinct in structure and function. So some cell organelles form endomembrane system because their functions are coordinated. So this is very important. When the function of number of cell organelles are coordinated, that means uh, when functionally one or more cell organelles are closely linked with one another, so such a system is known as endomembrane system. So some of the cell organelles, they are forming endomembrane system is endoplasmic reticulum. Another one is Golgi complex, lysosomes and vacuoles. Clear? So these are the few examples of membrane bound cell organelles. Endoplasmic reticulum is having its own membrane. Clear? Golgi complex is a one cell organelle. It is having its own membrane, lysosome as well as vacuole. So these are the membrane bound cell organelle because they consist of their own boundary. Their own membrane is present. So these few membrane bound cell organelles are interlinked with one another functionally. That means function of endoplasmic reticulum depends on the Golgi complex and Golgi complex functionally depends on the lysosome and vacuole. So like this, these four cell organelles, they are functionally coordinated with one another. So when they are functionally coordinated with one another, they are a part of endomembrane system. So endomembrane system in the cell is forming by these four cell organelles. And mitochondria, chloroplast, peroxisomes are not a part of endomembrane system because they are not functionally coordinated with endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes and vacuoles. Clear? So because they are not coordinated functionally with those cell organelle, mitochondria, chloroplast, peroxisomes are not a part of endomembrane system. Understood, right? Yes. So here we are discussing regarding the cell organelles. So few membrane bound cell organelles, they are forming their own system in the cytoplasmic region. That system is named as endomembrane system. And some of the cell organelles, they are not a part of endomembrane system because they are not functionally coordinated with um, the endomembrane system. Understood, right? So, mitochondria, chloroplast, peroxisomes, they are not considered to be a part of endomembrane system. Yes, let us continue our discussion on some of the cell organelles um, in the cytoplasm. So, first I will take the example of endoplasmic reticulum. So, endoplasmic reticulum, we saw it is a part of endomembrane system. This is one cell organelle belongs to the endomembrane system. So why this cell organelle is named as endoplasmic reticulum? Endo is nothing but what? Inside. Plasmic is nothing but cytoplasmic region. So this cell organelle is present in the cytoplasmic region and it is highly networked structure can be found in the cytoplasm, so that it is named as endoplasmic reticulum. So reticulum is nothing but network. Understood. So endoplasmic reticulum is a kind of membrane bound cell organelle. It is having its own membrane. Membrane is present to this cell organelle. So this organelle was first identified by a scientist named as Porter and one more scientist, Claude and Phelan. So these three scientists, with the help of electron microscope, they observed the presence of highly networked structure in the cytoplasm. And that structure named as endoplasmic reticulum by the scientists named as Porter and Kalman. So Porter and Kalman coined the term endoplasmic reticulum to this cell organelle. And this cell organelle, as I said, it is an elaborate network of lipoproteinaceous membrane bound tubules. So the tube-like structures can be seen in the cytoplasmic region. So that tubular structure is made out of a membrane called as lipoprotein membrane. So as I told, endoplasmic reticulum is a membrane bound cell organelle, right? So the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum is made out of lipid and protein, so that it is called as lipoproteinaceous membrane. And this membrane is present in the form of network, and it extends in such a way that in the cytoplasmic region it forms a huge network, so that it is an elaborate network of lipoproteinaceous membrane bound tubules. So this membrane is actually forming a tube like structure in the cytoplasmic region. Understood, right? Yes. These tubular structures scattered in the cytoplasmic region. So within the cytoplasmic region, this tubular structure is highly scattered. So if you see the meristematic cell under the electron microscope, you can find the huge network of endoplasmic reticulum. It extends from the nuclear membrane to tilt towards the primary wall. So such a huge network can be seen in the meristematic cell. So that huge network is nothing but a structure known as endoplasmic reticulum. So you can find in the diagram. So this diagram is actually showing the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is a huge network formed in the cytoplasmic region by the lipoprotein membrane. So now let us understand the structure of endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is actually a tubular structure found in the cytoplasmic region. So this is the actual picture of endoplasmic reticulum. So in the cytoplasm, the presence of endoplasmic reticulum creates two distinct compartments. Clear? So intracellular space is nothing but the cytoplasmic region. So this intracellular space divides into two distinct compartments because of the presence of endoplasmic reticulum. So let me take the example here. Take one bathtub, fill it with water, and that water you consider as a cytoplasmic region. Okay? And take one uh, plastic pipe, a small plastic pipe, and dip it in the water. Clear? So now you actually created two distinct compartments in the cytoplasm. So the water what is filled in the water tub is actually cytoplasm. So when you placed the water pipe, some amount of water get entered into the water pipe, and you actually got the two compartment now. Clear? So water in the water tub is one compartment, and water in the pipe is actually the another compartment. So such a condition is actually there in the cytoplasmic region of the cell. Clear, right? So those two distinct compartments are named as luminal and extraluminal. So luminal is nothing but the region present within the endoplasmic reticulum. You just compare this structure to the example what I gave. So luminal is nothing but the region present within the endoplasmic reticulum. You consider the tube water pipe as a endoplasmic reticulum. So inside the pipe we have a hollow region, that is nothing but the luminal region. Clear? And the extraluminal is nothing but the water present outside the pipe, water pipe. Clear? That is actually extraluminal region. Understood, right? So within the endoplasmic region, what compartment is there? That compartment is named as luminal. And outside the endoplasmic reticulum, what cytoplasm is there? That is named as extraluminal region. Clear? So the presence of endoplasmic reticulum in the cytoplasm creates two different compartments. So within the endoplasmic reticulum, luminal region is there, and outside the endoplasmic reticulum, what cytoplasm is there? That is called as extraluminal region. Clear? And endoplasmic reticulum can be divided into two different types based on the presence or absence of ribosomes. Clear? So because on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes will be present. So not all endoplasmic reticulum consist of the ribosomes. So based on the presence or absence of ribosomes on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, this has been divided into two different types. Clear? So there are two types are there in the endoplasmic reticulum. So one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So which endoplasmic reticulum is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum? Yes, when the ribosome is absent on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, such a endoplasmic reticulum is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Understood, right? So smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not consist of ribosome on its surface. And the another type is rough endoplasmic reticulum. So opposite to the first one. So rough endoplasmic reticulum consists of ribosomes on its surface. Understood, right? So based on the presence or absence of ribosomes on the surface, endoplasmic reticulum divides into two different types: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these two are the types of endoplasmic reticulum found in the cytoplasmic region. Understood? Yes.